had no desire to be an entrepreneur ever. Shannon bamboozled me into this. I do not recommend this route. So no, if you would have said when I got out of college I was going to have my own company, no, not at all. But even if you had told us in 2019 that this would have been this way, I would have said no either. The way we pitched in 2019 was like, oh, we kind of have an idea. It might work. Versus, oh, wow, we're partners with National Basketball Players Association, Houseway, right? Like, so I would say the advice that we got, honestly, was, this is going to sound cliche, at least for me, bet on yourself, right? There were times where I wasn't sure if we should do this for the company, or even when Shalyn wasn't sure if we could do things for the company. And the one thing we would ask ourselves is, what's the worst that could happen? Right? Like, if the worst thing that could happen is that we lose cash. Now, granted, we've made some bad decisions and lost 5 figures amounts, and Shalyn and I have shed real tears over the amount of money that we've lost. Well, then we learned something. We bet on ourselves. Most people don't have the audacity to try. And so bet on yourself. You have one life that you remember, at least. Nobody's come back and said, I remember my last one. So we have one that we remember. And what's the worst thing that could happen? So that, shout out to my brother for giving me that. He was the one that told me to bet on myself.